Hello, 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 everybody. How are you? Welcome to Shirley's Thread Work, and today is Tuesday, so that means it is Shirley's Wine Down Tuesday. So join me with your libation. Come on in and chat for a while. I just want to say hello to everybody that is watching out there in YouTube land and Facebook land. Thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate it. And also thank you to everybody that will be watching the live um, replay. I do appreciate it. But if you don't mind, come on into the chat and chat with us and share your thoughts and opinions and insight and add to the conversation. The more the merrier. We will be so happy to have you here. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Want to say hi to Jenny. How are you? Hi, Robin. How are you? Hi, Pearl and Sharon Davenport. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining. I do appreciate it. Wow. All I can say right now is I am so grateful and thankful that the weather here appears to be clearing up a little bit. Earlier today, it was rainy and kind of cloudy and everything, but nothing happened. But yesterday, let me tell you, yesterday, I know most of you guys probably are aware of the fact that St. Louis had was hit really, really hard last year. Last year, yesterday was that yesterday? Day before yesterday, they were hit really, really hard. No, that was Friday. That's when it was. It was Friday they were hit and just was devastating to St. Louis, Kentucky, and other parts of the Midwest. And St. Louis is my birthplace. It's what I always call home. So it was so hard for me and devastating for me to see on the news and all of the pictures that were posted on Facebook and all the damage that had occurred in St. Louis because I know all of those areas. Some of those areas I used to live and frequent in. The St. Louis Zoo area, all of that, Forest Park, Fairground Park, up near the Arch, all of that. It was just hit so bad, all up and down Lindell Avenue and all of those places that I'm quite familiar with. So that was devastating enough. And then turn around yesterday here in Kansas City, Missouri, which is about 100 miles west of St. Louis. They're on opposite end of the state. St. Louis is east and Kansas City is all the way across I-70 west. And so yesterday, we received tornado warnings. So it was being anticipated that we were going to have tornadoes here. And I have to tell you, I was at work. And I kept watching outside the window and I noticed that it was getting darker and darker. And I was like, oh my goodness, the weather is kind of yucky out there. And then I heard someone say it was a tornado warning. And let me tell you, child, I jumped up from my desk, cut off my computer, turned off the lights, and ran out of that office. I got out of there so fast I left my phone. I left my phone in my office all night long because all I wanted to do was get home, get off of the road before it got so bad. I did happen to get caught up in a big downpour of rain and lightning and wind blowing and everything. And I kept watching to see if I was going to see a funnel, but I didn't, thank goodness. And I managed to make it home. And as soon as I got home, it was a completely white out. You could not see anything in front of your face. I just made it home in time. So we didn't lose any electricity. And of course, we didn't get the tornado. It did not touch down here. I don't think it touched down anywhere in Kansas City yesterday, but we did have a warning. And it was quite frightening. And I'm so glad that we were spared that. But I was really on pins and needles because, like I said, what happened to St. Louis just this past Friday, and then turn around yesterday, Monday, and we were being put into that same situation was quite scary. But as it would be, the Lord's will, we didn't have anything. There was no storm. We just had a lot of hail and heavy rain, terrible thunderstorm, and some wind, but no actual tornado. So I'm glad to say that. But it was kind of scary yesterday. So today was a much better day, much better day. And I'm so happy that hopefully the storm has passed and we won't be having any more of that anywhere anytime soon. So I just want to tell you guys about that. And hello, Carol. How are you? You said have a long night of work, so I have to have iced coffee instead of wine. And I heard that. And Robin, we had two tornadoes in Maryland. Okay, the other day, not far from us, but we were spared. Thank goodness. And Pearl, we're expecting severe thunderstorm tonight with possible tornado warning. Oh my goodness. Well, then I hope and pray everything uh, turns out for the best and you're safe. Where exactly are you, Pearl? I forgot. I haven't had the news on today or TV actually because, as you guys know, I am working and it's supposed to be part time, but I have to be honest, for the past 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, it's really been full time. So it's kept me quite busy and so much busy that I haven't really had a lot of time to be in my office, in my studio, and do any kind of work because by the time I get home from work, I'm exhausted. All I want to do is chill. I haven't even cooked. I don't think I've cooked in like 4 or 5 days. Yesterday I had popcorn for dinner because my intention was to come home and cook. But after the storm came up, naturally, when I got home, I wasn't thinking about cooking. We were just trying to hunker down and see what was going to happen. And so by the time everything cleared up and everything, I was not in the mood. And I just popped me some popcorn, had some popcorn and a soda, a pop or whatever I had, something to drink. And I called it a night. I wasn't cooking anything. So that was what I had yesterday. And I haven't had dinner today either. So, like I said, I've been busy trying to get organized and catch up on some of the things that had gotten behind with my girlfriend's business in her health department, her nursing department, and that has really been keeping me busy. But things are about to get become normal, I'm hoping, because the other nurse I'm sharing the position with has come back off of her vacation. She took a vacation to Paris. And so she was in Paris for about a week and a half, and she just came back today. So, with that being said, we should be able to get things wrapped up pretty tight and get caught up. And then hopefully starting next week, I will actually go on to my actual part-time schedule, which is supposed to be about 2.5 days a week, which is going to work out perfectly fine for me. So I'm hoping that's going to be the case because that will allow me to have more time to spend with my business, with my channel, and the projects and stuff that I want to do. Excuse me. My throat getting a little scratchy. That just gave me an excuse to have another taste of my wine. Hi, Betty. How are you? Good evening. And Pearl, you say you're in Greensboro, North Carolina. So, okay. I'm just hoping and pray everything is okay and you don't get the tornado and all of that. This weather, I'm telling you, this is tornado season as I hear. So I guess we'll be hearing about tornadoes and all of that for a while. And then when that's done, I'm assuming we'll start hearing about the hurricanes, where my son is down in Florida in that area. So it seems like nothing ever, seems to smooth out and just kind of rest. Hi, SK. How are you? Thank you. Welcome back to me and welcome back to you. So I'm glad that you stopped in. I do appreciate all of you guys coming in. And let me see if anybody else has popped in that I haven't spoken to. I think I did speak to you, Sharon. Yes, I did. Carol, Robin, Pearl, Betty, SK, and Robin, and Jenny. So, yes, I have spoken to everybody I think that has popped in so far. So, I did do a couple of things that wanted to talk to you about, and one of them just kind of following up on what we started talking about last week. And the question was asked about batting and the different types of batting and everything. And I mentioned this little booklet that was on Amazon. So I did pick the booklet up. Know Your Battings. Little bitty book, about $8. It's a carry-along reference guide for quilters and sewers. And it says a must-have guide for choosing the right batting for every project every time. And inside it has a glossary of terms, insightful answers to frequently asked questions, a convenient reference chart, detailed information on the pros and cons of each batting, and a list of popular brand products and sizes and more. So I did pick this up, and it's quite helpful. They talk about the different types of batting: 100% cotton, cotton blend, silk, bamboo, wool, polyester, and fusible. And they didn't mention it per se in the table of content, but there is poly cotton blend because you can get batting that I think is like 20% cotton, 80% polyester, something along that line. It's called 80/20 because I purchased that. Um, as a little tidbit, because I'm in the process of doing it. If you're doing bowl cozies and you want them to be microwavable, then it is highly recommended that you do use 100% cotton batting. Matter of fact, everything that you use needs to be 100% uh, cotton, so you won't have any problems putting it in the microwave. You need to have 100% cotton thread and bobbin, your batting, and your material. So it's good to know. Now, I know they do sell batting that they say is specifically microwavable, and I did purchase some of that, but I think it was kind of expensive because I didn't get a big uh, bolt of it, and I think I paid like $16 for it. And so I looked it up, and I said, well, really, all I need is just 100% cotton batting, so it doesn't have to say microwavable as long as it is 100% cotton batting. It's microwavable. So I picked up some of that, and I got my money's worth. I got quite a bit more. So that's just a little tidbit, just in case anybody is in the process of doing bowl cozies, because they are very popular. And one of the things that I wanted to just bring up tonight, because tonight we're talking about in the hoop, quick and easy projects that we can do that's going to save you time and also possibly make you money because of the way things are trending now in 2025. I know when I go online, go on to YouTube or go on to Facebook, I'm always seeing people that are showing you how to do something quick and easy in the hoop. Usually they are zippered uh, purses, little totes and purses and things that are really cute. Of course, the mug rugs and different things. And I have a whole list of them, so I'll go over that. But I just thought that that was something that was quite interesting because I know with me, because of the fact that my time is not all my time anymore, and you don't appreciate how much time you actually had on hand until you no longer have it. Because I know when I was not working full time, I had plenty of time to do a whole lot of stuff, and I procrastinated a whole lot and didn't do some things. But now that I am working, I'm realizing that uh, I wish I had that time back. I wish I had that time back because I really want to get into my studio and start doing things and not just get up, go to work, come home, get up and go to work. I did that years ago and I stopped doing, I retired 5 years ago and I thought I was done. I wasn't going to do any of that anymore. But, I decided to help my friend out, one, and also the way things are going now with life and the cost of living and the cost of food and everything like that, it makes sense um, to add to your income, you know. And so I decided that that would be a good opportunity for me. And so that's why I did it. But again, it's a sacrifice on one end, you know. You always have to give something up. And right at this particular moment, I'm giving up some of my free time to do some of my projects and stuff. But that won't be forever. That won't be that much longer. So I'm glad of that. Hi, Val. Thank you for stopping by. And hi, Marissa. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. And Carol, you said time or money. Wish that was not so true. Yeah, time and you have either have too much time or not enough time, or you have too. Well, I don't think you can ever have too much money, but not enough money. But can you have time and money? I guess I don't know. And I guess getting older doesn't help at all, I have to tell you, because I do not have the energy I used to have, even 5 years ago when I was working. Because when I started my channel in Florida, I was working full time when I started it. When I started embroidering, I was working full time, and I was able to muster up the energy and and have the time to do the things that I wanted. But, as time goes on and as your body ages, it seems like it's not as easy as it used to be. So for me, it has not been that easy for me to do the transition, not as of yet. Because I think I'm really still just kind of tired out from all of the moving and packing and unpacking and all of that kind of stuff. So I think that's kind of where I am. So I'm hoping everybody is doing well. And we talked a little bit about the weather, and I'm hoping no one has had any major issues with the weather for themselves or any of their friends and relatives. So we're fingers are crossed and prayers are going up for that. So let me start with some of the top 10 trends in 2025, and it talks about what is trending. And I'm leaning more towards, like I said, something that can be done quick and easy, and hopefully most of it can be done in the hoop and or on your sewing machine. So you're combining your embroidery and your sewing skills, and you're putting things together, and it's something quick that can be done, and it's cute. And if you're in the process or you're even thinking about doing something to make a little extra cash, they seem to sell pretty fast, is what I'm hearing. And so one thing that they're talking about is sustainable embroidery practice. And we've talked about this a little bit, and it's being eco-friendly and using sustainable materials like we're talking about cotton, using organic threads, repurposing fabrics. Remember, we did those jean projects with the denim purses and things. Um, Upcycling materials, using up our scraps instead of going out buying materials and stuff. Just kind of look at what you already have and put that to work for you, especially if you have large pieces of scraps and stuff. And now that I'm leaning more towards trying to learn more about quilting, that's a really good idea, because I know when I was packing, I found out I had way more material than I thought I had. I had a lot of material, not big bolts of material and yardage, but I had a lot of fat quarters and big scraps left over and things like that. So I was glad to find that out, because what that means, I don't have to go out and buy a whole lot of fabric, especially if I'm going to be making small items like I'm talking about, things that you can make in the hoop. And I'm pretty sure most of you guys have those things too. And they're suggesting that you repurpose your fabric scraps to make charms and jelly rolls and all of those kinds of things where you can use to put cute little quilts and blankets and wall hangings and different items together. Also, textured embroidery like tufting, couching, stump work, which I don't know what stump work is, and it allows you to add depth to your designs. And I have to tell you, I love the look of 3D embroidery, be it hand embroidery or machine embroidery. I think that it is so pretty. I've seen them in quilt shops and I just stand there in awe looking at it because I don't know how to do that. I wish I did, but it makes any project that you are putting together look very stunning if you add some of the 3D techniques to it and make it stand out. It's like a unique embellishment that you're adding. It's a statement piece. You can make it a wall art. You can make it something that you're going to wear. Any of those things. It you can use it to do a floral quilt and any of those things. I purchased a pattern, design pattern for a pillow, and I think it's Enchanting Design. And Robin, you may know what I'm talking about because I know I saw you post something about it first, and I went on their site and I saw this beautiful pillow that they have with organic flowers, organza flowers on them, where you make the organza petals and then you put them together and put them on the pillow, and it turns it into an embellished 3D piece of art. And I purchased it; it was on sale, and I am so anxious to start working on that because I just think that it was so pretty. I really like that kind of stuff. They also mentioned about glow in the dark threads is trending, especially if you have children, because they say it's perfect for kids' clothes and accessory. It adds a whimsical touch. Glow in the dark thread is not a new thing, but something we believe is understated, they mentioned. And I know usually during the Halloween time is when I have seen most people use glow in the dark thread as well as fabric that you can buy because I bought a couple of pieces of fabric from Joanne um, a year or so ago during the Halloween time. That's usually when they have it. And they really did have some cute little things where you can make it and it glows in the dark. And I have used glow in the dark thread on caps. I did some for my son and it actually glowed in the dark and it was really cute to put that stuff on there. So that's something that you can think about doing as a trend. Bold top topography where you're making these big, huge lettering that people are wearing on their shirts and their hoodies and their sweatshirts and what have you. Everything is big and bold and out there, where it may just be one large letter, or you have a big name across your chest, or something like that, where the message truly shines and you get a lot of mixed fonts and things, and it makes it playful and dynamic. So that's something that you can think about doing. It kind of reminds me of the trend that was out a couple of years ago, and people are still doing it now, where you see everybody with the mama shirts where they have the applique, big letter appliques on there, where they have the mama, or the Gigi is what I have on my shirt, or things like that. So that is still trending. And of course, abstract and geometric designs are also trending. I personally haven't really gotten into those type of um, decorating or designing. I'm not too big on abstract motif and things like that. Not for me, but I've seen a lot of it, and I have seen stuff that looks really, really good, but I haven't tried them. It does say experiment using different thickness of threads along with the different colors, and that adds variety to the design. So I hadn't thought about that if you're going to do some type of abstract or some type of a geometric pattern. Now we're getting to the meat that I was most interested in is in the hoop projects. And it says, in the Who project continues to rise in popularity due to their convenience and professional finish. Expect to see everything from embroidered zipper pouches to decorative ornaments created entirely in the hoop. These projects are perfect for beginners looking to master their embroidery machine or experienced users who want quick and polished results. The versatility of In the Hoop project means they're ideal for uh, being excellent gifts, holiday decor, or just practical items like keychains and coasters. And try exploring adding embellishment or multi-hooping techniques to take your project to the next level. So in the hoop projects opens up opportunities to make a couple of bucks. As I mentioned on the side, they sell like hotcakes at your local market. And then we can add everything else that they have listed on this list of trends to in the hoop. They talk about personalized embroidery, which you can do that with your in the hoop projects. You can use metallic and iridescent threads or your mylar in your in the hoop projects. And you also can make wall art um, using an in the hoop project design. And I have some examples of that. Um, this is a cute little coin purse that, let me see, that I got the design off of Embroidery Library. Let me see if you can get a good glance of it. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty good. And it's a heart shape with pretty flowers, and then it has the zipper, and it's a little coin purse, and really quick and simple and easy to do. And this is something that you can make and you can sell these. They're really cute, and people will buy these things up. That's just for the pouches. Of course, you have your regular. Uh, this is a mug rug that I did, and this is a cute little wall hanging that I did. And all of these are in the hoop projects. Every one of them. Quick, easy, simple, doesn't take up a lot of time, but they're really cute and they will sell. They will sell. And I wanted to also bring this up. This is what Jenny did. I got it as a gift. Look at how cute her coasters are. I use these coasters. These are really, really cute. And they're in the hoop, quick and easy, something that you can do. And you'll be surprised. When I show these to people, they say, oh my goodness, that's so cute. I want one. You'll be surprised how people start asking for things like that that you may not even think is something that you could sell or anything, but they're quick, they're easy, and they're in the hoop. And that's the thing that is most important because I personally think doing something in the hoop makes your sewing, as the little article I was reading, uh, very polished, very polished. When you're done with it, all of your edges, everything is put together and is neat and is symmetrical. It's exactly how it's supposed to be, and you would be able to just see how well you made it. And it's not hard. That's the other thing about it. It's not hard, and it's something that's quick. Once you've made it once or twice, then you can just kind of rip through it and just make a whole bunch of them. And as I mentioned earlier about the bowl cozies, Designed by Juju has a pattern for bow cozy that you can do in the hoop. And you don't have to really make a bow cozy in the hoop. Of course, you just use your sewing machine and cut it out and then sew it up. But they have the pattern because they're allowing you to put some embroidery design on your bow cozy and just kind of elevate it instead of it just being a plain bowl cozy with the accented in the middle and or quilting it if you choose to do so. They actually have a couple of patterns. Now I did buy them. I haven't done them yet, but I want to say they're like sunflower pattern or something. I can't remember exactly what it looked like, but I do intend to make some of those and some of the ones that you just cut out and stitch together and just kind of put the X in it to hold everything in place. And Jenny, you say yes, in the Who project makes you feel like you've accomplished something, and it does. It makes it quick and easy. And Robin is saying quick in the Who project. And Jenny, you said you stepped away to get your glass of wine. What did you miss? I was just reminding people of the beautiful coasters that you made and gave me. And these are excellent examples of in the hoop projects that can be done that are cute, very polished, and something that you could sell and not have any problem because of the uniqueness of them. Who would not want? When I saw this, I know you gave Jeanette this set for I believe Christmas in July or one of the gift exchange. I think you gave it to her. And when I saw it, I immediately started looking for that pattern. Now, because I do, embroider myself, I wasn't looking to buy it. I was looking to make it. But somebody else that would see this and they don't embroider, they don't sew, or they don't have the ability to do so, they would do the same thing. They would want it. And I don't know if you read my mind, Jenny, or what, but you just happened to make a pair and send it to me. And I was tickled pink because that meant I didn't have to do it after all. Because I definitely wanted this pattern when I saw Jeanette with it, and I definitely started trying to find it. I was like, "That is so cool! I want to have that." And Jenny, um, of course, I just love it. That's the reason why I sold it, showed it because that is something that I do use and I do love them, and I think they make excellent gifts, and it's just a perfect example of something that you can put together in the hoop that is quick, simple, inexpensive, and you can make some money off of it. And so that's the whole purpose of talking about what's in the hoop. Um, Hi, Sean. How you doing? Thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Hadn't seen, well, I say I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't seen myself on here in a while, but I'm back now. I'm trying to get my groove back, to be honest about it, because I moved. I don't know if you kept up with what's going on. I've moved across country from Maryland to Missouri, and I'm just trying to get back in the groove, get back on online, and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm working part time now. Well, right now I'm working full time, but my 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 job actually is a part time job. I'm just putting in some extra days to try to get things caught up with my girlfriend's business because I came out here to help her out. And but that's what's been keeping me busy, where I haven't been able to do a lot of the things that I want to do because I want to get back into my studio and get back onto my machines and start making projects and stuff again. And Sean, you said, "Why you move?" Yeah, I have. Oh, why you move? That is a big change. I'm sure you will get back in the group. I'm trying. It's not easy to do it, but I am definitely trying to do so. And as I was saying earlier before you came on, once I get myself back to the point where I'm only working part time, which is the plan, which is what my job is a part time job, then I know I'll be able to spend more time in my studio and start doing more of the crafting and stuff that I want to do. and the things that I've been doing, get back, putting my videos up and all of that kind of stuff. So just wanted to mention that. And I'm so glad that people are still watching me. I do appreciate that. And people are coming back now that they know that I'm back moving and grooving again. People are coming back and my numbers are going up and all of that stuff. And I've been watching you, Sean, too. So I even think you put something up today. I can't remember what the title was, but I did notice that today. And Jenny, you said, have you set up your craft studio? Can we see? Well, what you see is what you get. This is it. Let me move it around, kind of messy, but I have my table, which I'm really proud of the fact that I was able to put it up. That leaf raises up, so I have a full table, but I'm also able to move it and I'm able to get all the way around it, which I couldn't do in my other space. So I'm really glad that I have the room in this particular space where I can get to my cutting table because that was driving me crazy. I couldn't do that. And over here, I've been able to put my SE 1900 up because I haven't been able to put that up in a while. And I also have been able to put um, my big heat press. I wasn't able to put my big heat press up. I was using a Cricut auto press, which is much smaller. This one is a 18, not 18. This is a 16 by 20, and I'm glad to have that up. And then of course I have what else I have? I have my Mighty Hoop, and then I have my tumbler, and I'm go all the way around. I got my serger. I got my aqua quilt behind my serger. So I got room now. I got room that I did not have before. And I'm just twirling my computer around and I'm going to show you one last thing that I have. That's my door. I have my jazz. So I have that up too, where I can actually do some sewing and stuff. So I got things situated where I didn't have all these things out and available to me when I was in Maryland because my room was too small. And I have a big closet that sits off over on this side, and it's big enough. It's a walk-in closet where I have storage. So a lot of the things that I had in the other room stuck up under my tables and junk here and there everywhere. Now I can put those things away in my closet, and I have them in bins so I can get to my things, my material, and all of that kind of stuff, and be able to keep things a little bit more organized than I had when I was in Maryland. So I'm happy to say that this room is a little bit bigger than the one I had, not a whole lot, but I have more wall space. And because I have more wall space, I was able to put tables out where I could put things on it where I can actually get to it. Because in my other space that I had windows and I had doors and closets and this and that and other that was taking up wall space. So I was compact. I couldn't really get to stuff that I needed. But now I can get to things and I have room to operate because if I want to run my SC 1900 as well as my 10 needle back here, I have the ability to do that. Before I couldn't. If I want to do some surging, I can do surging because my surging machine is up, as well as sew on my jazz too, where I could just do sewing, whether it's straight stitch, zigzag, or whatever, because it does decorative stitching and stuff like that. And again, like I said, what I'm most happy about, which is kind of funny, people say, is that what you're happy about? Yeah, I am tickled pink that this table, I can get this table and actually be able to pull it out and lay my stuff out, my cutting table. I can cut stuff out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can lay everything out and cut it out and not be hindered as I was before because I couldn't, it was up against the wall, so I could only get to the front of it. Now I can go all the way around three sides, so I can lay out patterns and move around the table and cut it out and everything so I can get back to making things because I want to start making garments again. I did that years ago. I do have some patterns. I haven't sewn in a long time, but I don't think it's going to take me too long to kind of bone back up on that. Uh, so I can, I'm not trying to do anything fancy or anything like that. Something simple to start off and get my feet wet again. But I do want to get back to making things and creating things and being more productive. And I'm also really, really glad that I do have my big uh, heat press because even though the auto press, Cricut auto press, I liked it. It worked pretty well, but you couldn't control the pressure. And it's a 15 by 12, I believe. So you're limited in how big you can go. With my 16 by 20, I can go as large as I need to go for what I would be doing. If I got a big shirt, if I got a 3X or something like that that I want to put something on, then I have the space to do that. Whereas with the Cricut Auto Press, I didn't have that space. I was limited to how far out I could go with a design. And I do have a Sawgrass 1000, so I had the ability to print out on the, what is it, 13 by 19-inch sheets, but I couldn't do a big design like that on a shirt or something because of my heat press. My heat press was limited. So now I can do what I wanted to do and what I used to do now that I have a little bit more space. So it always helped to have a little bit more space. And I could use even more space. And maybe one day I'll even have more space because my hope is to, and I guess you guys say, you going to move again? Yes, I am. This is temporary. We're not here for good. We are going to move into another house, not another state, but another house. And I'm hoping that one is going to have a basement. That was what we were hoping to get, but we didn't have enough time to wait for all of that. We wanted to move before our lease was up so we wouldn't have to, spend a lot of money, double pay and all of that kind of stuff to extend your lease or make another year lease. We didn't want to do that. So we were kind of rushed for time, I guess, because I needed to get here to help my girlfriend out. But nonetheless, we are hoping to be able to find something that definitely has a basement to it. And because that was my dream, that was my whole desire coming out this way, was to get a house with a basement in it so I could use the basement for my studio. I had told my husband that's what's going to be my studio. He wants a man cave. I said, we just have to have an extra bedroom because the basement is going to be mine because I want as much space as I need or can use and spread out so I can put everything I want out where all I have to do is reach it and get it and use it and all of that kind of stuff and not have to put things here, there, and everywhere. And then you got to take it down, put it back and all that stuff. I still don't have my cutting machines out because I ran out of room. I would really love to be able to have at least another table where I could put my Cricut and my scan and cut up and out where all I have to do is go and use it when I want to. Right now, I have it on the shelving back here down at the bottom. So if I want to cut something, I still have to reach down, get it, put it up on the table and do the cutting. And, when you get to be a certain age, with all my aches and pains, that becomes a deterrent for wanting to use it because I have to tell you that doggone Cricut, the scanning cut is okay. It's heavy, but the Cricut is heavier than the scanning cut. That thing, and it doesn't have a handle, so it's not easy to move. I guess they really designed it where they don't want you to move it, but if you don't have a stationary place, you end up having to move it, and it's heavy. It really is heavy. So um, I won't be using it as much as I probably would be using it if I had a stationary place where I could just have it out all the time. Where all I had to do was just turn it on and cut something. because I do like to use it. I used it a little bit when I was in Maryland doing some puff vinyls, and it was quick, simple, and easy. And I said, "Oh, I enjoy using it." I would be more apt to cut out appliques and stuff like that if I had it sitting where all I had to do was just, plug it in and turn it on and program it and then do the cutting. But that's not the case right now. But you can't have everything. So I had to decide what was most important. And I decided that I wanted to put the machines out that I currently have out because those are the ones that I probably will use the most. And what's the heaviest, I guess, that I don't want to have to keep moving around all the time. So, Jenny, you say you agree every quilter, sewer, and crafter needs a good cutting table and to be able to get to it. Correct. You're right. You really do because, I mean, if you can't maneuver on, I personally would love to have two tables. I would like to have a table that is completely dedicated to cutting out fabric and whatever, and then another table like a work table where you actually did your working on. I look at Angela Jasmina with her warehouse and all of that space she has and that big huge work table that she has where she can work and do her magic. And I envy that. Not only envy the fact that she has such a big huge business, but the fact that she has room and she's able, you are more productive when things are convenient. And if they're not convenient, then you tend to do less. At least that's how things usually are for me. So the more convenient I can make things for me, the better off I'm going to do when it comes down to my crafting, whether it is embroidery, sewing, um, sublimation, because I've kind of moved away a little bit from the sublimation and the rhinestone because I didn't have a lot of room to do all of that. And I want to get back into that now. And now that I have my table that is more user friendly, I can get back into doing more of those things as well. So I'll be picking up other stuff. So, what is that? Sewing, rhinestone, sublimation, embroidery, um, vinyls. That's about it. That's about it. I don't think I'll be doing anything else. It would be nice to be able to have a laser machine, but that's not going to happen. I'm not going to get into that. So let me talk. I just want to just kind of briefly talk about some of the things that you can do in the hoop, just as a reminder so you can get your thinking cap on because we do still have holidays coming up. We have the Father Day holiday. We just went through Mother's Day. There's graduation is still going on, and birthdays are always. And then we're getting ready to do. Some people are big into the Christmas in July events and what have you. I know Jeanette is going to get started with her Christmas in July exchange. I believe she's going to open up the door for that this Friday, I believe, and it will be open until the last Friday, I believe, in May, if I remember correctly. And so you'll have a week to join, and then once you join, she's going to pick the names, and then I think everything has to be done and mailed by the last of June. I think that's what she said. But I'm sure she'll remind everybody. But if you're interested in working with Jeanette, um, Christmas in July event, just keep in mind that if you're on her Facebook group, check out her Facebook group. All of that information will be on there, the dates and everything, if that's something that you want to participate in for Christmas in July. And if not, like I said, a lot of people just have sales and stuff as Christmas in July. And so, again, some of these in the hoop projects could be something that you could think about. And so one thing, they have personalized monogram napkins, um, elegant initials stitched onto linen napkins for a sophisticated touch. Many embroidered zipper pouches, kind of like the one that I showed you guys earlier. I thought this little heart thing was just too cute. I also did the little pocket, the denim pocket. It looks like a pocket on a denim pair of denims. They and I don't even know where that thing is right now. But anyway, I did that. That's quick and easy and really, really cute. I think that pattern came from, I want to say, designed by Little B, Little Bit. What is it? Designed by Little B. I think what it is. That zipper pouch denim. You can do fast embroidered keychains. They're fun and personalized. You could do them and put rhinestone on them. You can do it and you can embroider on it. Don't think that you have to have a special hoop. Like I know Durkee has a hoop that you can buy, costs a couple of $100, where you can use to stitch on belts and shoestrings and um, key fobs, all dog leashes, all of that kind of stuff, collars and what have you. But you can use, if you have mighty hoops, you can do the same identical thing, because the only thing it does is hold it in place. And if you already have, you probably can do it with just regular hoop. I've never tried it with a regular hoop, but I have done it with the mighty hoop. And you can definitely do that with the mighty hoop, and it works perfectly fine if you want to stitch on a keychain or something like that. And you also can do rhinestones on your keychain. I've done that too. Matter of fact, I have one I got to make for a friend. Uh, in the hoop coasters, of course, don't forget about Jenny and her coasters. And I did a bunch of coasters and things for the Christmas holiday. Anybody saw the ones that I did that looks like a little peppermint candy? That was really cute and quick and easy. Uh, mentioned glow in the dark accents, which is playful, patchwork and upcycle embroidery. Again, back to the denim purse. You can do line art. And let me see if you guys can see. Where is this one? Oh, if you look on the side where you see my quilt, the little round thing that's on the wall now, that is one of my screen designs. That's a bird and some peonies flowers that I did on screen, like this window screen material, and I stitched on that, and it is one I love that. Um, I love that design. I love how it came out. It is so pretty, so bold. And I mentioned that last week, I think, if you're going to do any type of screen art, if you're going to stitch on screen, make sure it's a dense um, design. It works best because it just comes out beautiful. And then you just frame it in one of those little embroidery frames that I like, that one's in. I actually have another one that's on the wall that's behind, but you can't see it because my LCD panel is in the way. You can't see it, but it's in the hoop and it's cute. Carol said, "What did I miss?" I went to make her popcorn dinner. Oh, oh well, I guess you have to. Jenny said that I showed my studio, so Carol, you have to watch the replay so you can see the tour. But you decided to have popcorn dinner tonight as well. Well, I tell you, I haven't eaten my dinner yet, so when I'm off air, I'm gonna have some salad. I have a salad downstairs with my name on it, so that's gonna be my dinner tonight. I'm not going to eat popcorn again tonight for dinner. I don't think I even have any more popcorn. Um, Bookmarks. Don't forget, bookmarks are good in the hoop projects, as well as many hoop earrings. I made a couple of earrings and a bracelet. The freestanding lace hoop earrings, as well as bracelet. And some people are making fabric gift wraps, or you can make gift tags. That's embroidery. Greeting cards. We talked about greeting cards. And Jackie's not on here. She might be listening. I don't see her. But she's part of our Zoom group that we do on Wednesday night. And she showed us some beautiful cards and how she makes them. And what she has done, she buys the cards that uh, the card stock that's already uh, folded for cards, and then she'll get her card, this stock that she's going to embroider on, and then she glues it to it, and they come out looking really professional and neat, and you don't get the break in it by folding it yourself. It looks really cute. And those make really, really wonderful gifts. People will get those cards and keep them as a gift because it's embroidered. And people will buy the cards. They will buy them either for themselves, or they'll buy the cards to give to friends and family. So keep in mind, don't miss out on doing embroidery on paper. You're embroidering on paper. Cardstock is cardstock. Embroiders really well. The tip to that, you need to use designs that have been digitized to stitch on paper, because if it's too dense, then you will poke holes into the paper and ruin the design. Now, Design by Juju does have several fonts that she sells that are specifically digitized to digitize on paper. And if you get the fonts, then you can create your own saying. You don't have to just wait on the design, even though she does sell the, the digitized designs for the cards. But what I did, I bought the digitized design as well as the font. So on the inside, where you have your little verse or your poem or whatever, you can create your own personalized statement in your card and use those digitized fonts to write it with. And if you have BX, or if you're using Embrilliance, then you're basically just typing it out and then stitch it out. So it makes a wonderful gift and it's very personalized. So that's something that you can do. You can embroider on phone cases as well as laptop cases, iPad cases, anything like that that you make, you can embroider on those. Um, Tote bag accents, embroidered scrunchies. People are doing the shoelaces. I have not tried the shoelace, but I think Jeanette did. I know people are embroidering on shoelaces, and those are very popular with the young girls. So that's something that sells. Um, Pencil cases, tea towels, of course, towels, bath towels, golf towels, all of that. Um, we all know about tote bags. We know about wall hangings, because remember this cute little wall hanging that I did. This is so cute and so quick and easy. I don't know if you can really see. There you go. You can see some of the intricate parts of it. It makes it really, really cute. Pet portrait. That is something that is really popular. People love their animals. I loved my dogs. I love them. They're both gone. And for me to have an embroidered wall hanging with a picture of my pets on it, which is what I intend to do. I had it in digitized by one company and they did not do a good job. So I'm going to take another picture and get it digitized by Fossil. Hopefully it will turn out much better. And I'm going to have it put in a shadow box because I want to keep that. So I can definitely see people that will spend money, um, you know, get it digitized and, embroider it out, charge them for it. Hair accessories and what else did they say? And I mentioned towels. That's the other thing that they blankets, of course. That that's not so much of a in the hoop project. I don't think. Well, it is because you do hoop and do it, but they're kind of big. But you can do like pot holders. Don't forget about the pot holders. And you can either make your pot holders, buy the pot holders, and stitch on them, just like you do with a napkin. You can do the same thing with placemats. You can do the same thing with table runners, just like you do with the napkins. You can make cute little cutlery holders. I've made some cutlery holders. They're really cute. I looked at Designed by Juju today, and I think she has a cutlery holder as one of her giveaway bonuses if you spend a certain amount of money. I think she's gone up to $30 now. It used to be 25, but I think if you spend $30, you get the big bonus stuff. And I know that cutlery design is in there. So that says endless possibilities to doing in the hoop projects that are sellable, they're quick and they're easy, they're beginner friendly. Um, I know I've heard some people say they don't like doing in the hoop projects, which surprises me because I love doing in the hoop projects again because they are so quick and easy. One thing that I forgot, and I don't know why I forgot about it because I was using it today, those little cute little composition covers, the little bitty ones or even the bigger ones that you do. I've done them both. I have videos on how to do them, and they are all made in the hoop, and you can make them, design them however you want to design them. I have patterns for the zodiac signs, and I made some for several people with their zodiac signs on it and put their initials so it's all personalized and they love them. Or you can just do the little decorative ones. They really, really work well and they're not hard to do at all. Let me see. Are there any other suggestions? Um, Embroider on sneakers, pillowcases. Um, what else on here? Mention I mentioned napkins, but I forgot about handkerchiefs. Handkerchiefs for yourself or for the guys. I've done handkerchiefs for weddings. I've done them for the groomsmen as well as the bridesmaids, and they have gone over very, very well. So that's something else that is basically an in the hoop project that you can do. This is the time of the year where people are doing a lot of weddings and what have you. So those make excellent gifts as well as excellent items to sell. And I don't know how I was about to forget this. Patches. I almost forgot about patches. Patches. I have a jacket full of patches. And I'm in the process of doing another jacket. The one jacket I have is cameo. And I'm going to do just a jean jacket. I already have the jacket. I just haven't put the patches on it. And I'm doing a distressed jacket, and I'm going to just cover them up with patches like I did my camo jacket. And I love them. I get a compliment every time I wear that jacket with all of those patches on it. And the one thing, I think I mentioned this before, if you use Embrilliance, I think it's called Patchmaker now. It used to be Merrily, but I think they call it Patchmaker. But if you use that um, module that's in Embrilliance, it makes making patches so easy because you can take any design that you have, and turn it into a patch. I don't care what the size is. I have been able to turn a big, huge design that I put on the back of a jacket, and I've been able to shrink it down small enough to make a patch out of it. So I know you can do it because I've done it, and I've done it in that software. And it's so much fun because what I do, I just look at some of the designs that I already own that may have cute words on it or a cute picture or whatever, and I just take it and put it in brilliance and hit all of the buttons and everything, and bam, I got a patch. Sew it out, put it on, and I'm walking around with patch. And then you create your own patch because I made a HBCU patch. It just says HBCU. Then I also made another patch with my school initial on it, MVSU. I have that on there. So you just create your own. I've made one with I believe with my initials on it, and just different things that are my own phrases. Nothing, no design that I bought or anything. Just created my own, or did my own designing and turned it into a patch, personalized it, and put it on my jacket. So those things will sell. I know those things will sell. And they are quick, they are easy, and they are inexpensive. So hopefully you will definitely give that a try. I do hope so. So let me see what else is on here. This is similar to what I was talking about, patches, but word and quote embroidery. I was looking at embroidery library today because if you're a VIP member, I think the membership expires the last of this month. I think it said you have until the 31st to utilize your VIP points. For any of you all that may have embroidery library VIP points like I do, but mine's probably going to expire because they want me to spend more money just to get $5, and I don't think I'm going to do that. But nonetheless, they have on sale right now what they call T-shirt embroidery designs. So basically, they are designs that are not as dense as some of their other designs are, because they can be notorious with dense designs and color, like John Deere, but they're less dense and perfect to put on a t-shirt because the lighter the design is, the better it will stitch on t-shirt. And they're selling them, and they have several line art designs. And I've seen several really cute line art designs on Etsy as well. And they look really cute on t-shirts, be it a silhouette of some sort, or if it is a quote of some sort, and they look really, really impressive on a t-shirt. And it doesn't matter if you have a thin shirt or not, there it's going to work well because of the lack of density of that design. So you might be interested in looking at what they have available because they are on sale now on Embroidery Library. And I mean, they're running for like $1.20, 80 cents, 90 cents, stuff like that. They're really cheap and they're really cute that you can use and put on t-shirts. So that's kind of the thing. Also, for any of you that may have brother machines like the 1055X, or if you have a Luminaire or Dream Machine or Destiny, something along that line, Stellar, I know those, the Stellar, the Luminaire, the Avenir, and the 1055. I don't know about the 6 needle machine, but your machine should have come with a scanning tray where you can literally scan line art into the machine and convert it into an embroidery design. I've done that. I think I've shown you guys how to do it or what I've done with it. Um, you can scan in your own signature if you like, or artwork from your kid or your grandkid or what have you. Anything like that. The line art works best. You can scan in uh, field art as well, but it doesn't transfer as nicely as the line art. The line art does transfer very well. And you can create your own design to put on your t-shirt. You can come up with your own wording, your own quote, what have you, write it out, however you want to do it, and scan it in if you want to do that. Or you can create it in your software, be it in Brilliance or whatever you have, and import it into your machine and stitch it out on t-shirt, and it will be perfect for selling or wearing or gifting, because that is trending now. Line art, just beautiful silhouette of some kind on a t-shirt, black and white or what have you. It's really really cute. I've seen several shirts online for people to purchase, and you would think it's just one word and they want $30 and $40 for it. Or it's just a silhouette of a face, and again $30 and $40 for it, when this is something that you can create yourself and make your own $30 or $40 for it. Hi Margot, I saw you pop in a little while ago. Yeah, there you go. So, hi, thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Anybody else have any suggestions? I've been doing all the talking about stuff, but what have you guys found? What have you seen that you like to do that you think is an in the hoop project that's quick and easy that you think you can sell, or you have so make money off of it? Something that, or do you have a challenge with in the hoop project? It's something that you like doing. Um, or do, especially with the zipper. I know some people tend to get intimidated putting a zipper in via the embroidery machine. Is that something that that bothers you? Let's talk. Come on, let me know. What do you think? Tell me about it while I take a few more sips of my wine, because I'm enjoying it. It's my blackberry wine, not blackberry. This is blueberry. I bought some blackberry today. It's chilling, but right now I'm drinking my blueberry wine. I have gotten so hooked on the blackberry and the blueberry that I haven't bought any other flavor in a long time. And this has become my favorite wine. I just love the blackberry and the blueberry. Stella Rosa wine. That's my drink. SK said, oh, okay. I didn't say that. You're right. I didn't mention lip balm holders or sanitizer holder. I did not mention that. And one reason I've only made a sanitizer holder one time. It was quick and easy. I don't know why I didn't do it before, but I did. I have done it. A lot of people make them a lot and sell them, and they're really, really cute, and it's really, really popular because people still carry around their little bottles of sanitizer. So that is an excellent idea. Thank you for reminding me of that. And Robin, you said you think In the Who Project make it so easy to put a zipper in. It does. It really does. I think somebody had mentioned that they were nervous about putting a zipper in on the machine. But again, you're very correct, Robin. It's easy. All you got to do is follow the instructions, and it's not hard. It's easier to put a zipper in on the embroidery machine, I think, than it is on your sewing machine. Because sometimes I have to wrestle with that puppy on that sewing machine. But on the embroidery machine, they put down your placement thing, you put the zipper in there and it does its thing and bam, it's on there. You don't even have to worry about it. So yes, putting the zipper in via the embroidery machine, in my opinion, and in Robin's as well, is easy to do. And Robin, you said definitely yes. I agree. And hey, Leslie, I don't want to forget to say hi to you, Leslie. I saw you hop in. Leslie B, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. And you say, Leslie, you say you really like doing In the Hoop projects. Good. I do too. I think In the Hoop projects are one of the most fun projects to do when you're doing embroidery because the outcome seems to be so great. If you pay attention and you follow your instructions, it's really difficult to come out with a bad result. Now, with that being said, especially when you're doing a tote, a bag, or something that has a lining in it, you do have to pay attention to the instructions in order to get that done correctly. So if you mess up the first time, don't give up. Don't be discouraged. Just try it again, take it or lose, try it again or whatever, and follow the instruction because sometimes, depending upon who's writing the instruction, it can be a little hard to understand if you're not used to doing it, but it can be done. I've had both things happen. I've been able to do it quickly without any issue, and it worked well. And I've also had oops, that didn't come out right. Let me do this again. Moment with In the Hoop purses or totes, or not totes, but the little pouches and the purses and things when you're doing the lining in it. Because you have to make sure that everything is turned correctly and flipped correctly at the right time in order to make sure that when you take it out and you have to do the final flipping and everything, it's going to fall into the correct place. And it will. But like I said, you just have to really pay close attention to what you're doing. But after you've done it once or twice, it's not really difficult to do. That's the only thing that I have found that can trip you, that has tripped me up. I put it that way. Oh, something's in my eye. Hmm. Sorry about that. My eyes. That's the only thing that I have found with In the Hoop projects that has tripped me up. Whereas you may think it's the zipper. I haven't had any trouble with the zipper. I've had trouble with the lining part before, but I've been able to work through that and it's been okay. And Carol, you said, I slow my machine down and watch it like a hawk when I have to have hardware. Yeah, you got to do that. That part is true because you want to make sure that you have it lined up perfectly, the where it's supposed to be lined up and taped so nothing moves out the way, so your needle doesn't hit it. And if you pay attention to that, then everything is okay because again, like I said, if you follow the instructions, and I love the design people that will give you a video. Now, a lot of them just give you written instructions, but there are quite a few people that actually give you a video of how to do it. And I like that because I'm very visual. And if I see you do something, then usually I can repeat that, emulate that, or what have you. Like when we did the denim purses and the project that I chose was being done by a lady, a foreigner, I don't know. I think she may have been an Asian lady, not sure. But there was no talking. The only thing you heard was this soft, serene music. There was absolutely no verbiage at all. But you had to watch her because she would make the movements and use her fingers and stuff to point the things to point out to you what the next move was and how you're supposed to do it. And I was able to follow her and didn't hear one word, didn't read anything except for measurement. and I was able to make the purse, and it turned out fine. I did have a little snafu the first time, tried it with the zipper thing, but it wasn't in the hoop zipper. It was a sewing machine zipper. So, like I said, the inner hoop zipper is a lot easier than putting it in on the sewing machine. But I was able to make the purse. So it still was visual. I just watched it, and I was able to watch it as many times as I needed to watch it in order to say, aha, that's how you do it. Okay, good. When you're doing something and you have to read it, then sometimes you may not get it correct the first time because it depends upon how well you understood the directions. And sometimes you just don't understand the directions and the pictures. They're a little confusing. Some people are better than others. Leslie, you say you have made some jean pocket purses using recycled denim. I've seen that you was at a conference this weekend and doing a show and tell of your projects, and you sold to them. Great, good. I told you they will sell. They will sell. Um, and you said you made a purse that way, and you even got the centimeter ruler. I remember that. And I am going to get. I was looking at this uh, show on YouTube where they like to do this um, Harbor Freight haul. The items you can buy out of Harbor Freight that you can use in your embroidery studio. And this guy reminded me about rulers that have centimeters on there. And I was saying I got to get to a hardware store. I don't know if they have a Harbor Freight here. I haven't seen or heard of one here in this area, but they definitely have Lowe's and Home Depot and what have you. So I got to get to a hardware store and pick up me a ruler or two with centimeters on it. I do have a tape measure with centimeters on it, but I prefer the ruler. Now, what I did when I was doing the denim project, as Leslie is mentioning, because she kind of used the same type of uh, instructions that I did from someone that wasn't talking. They were just pointing and showing you measurements and stuff, and they all were using centimeters. I converted my centimeters to inches. Every time they say it was XYZ centimeters, I just go into my phone and Google that. Okay, what 26 centimeters equal how many inches? So I could use my ruler that measured in inches because I didn't have a centimeter ruler. So that's how I was able to do the project. But it is a lot quicker and easier and more precise if you are able to uh, just use the ruler. So I need to invest in a ruler with centimeter measurements on them because I know those particular videos that we've all seen, they specifically use centimeter because they use the metric system where they are for all of their sewing and crafting and stuff, whereas we don't tend to do that per se. And it's more helpful if you have the correct tools. And if you're going to do something and they say, cut it out in so many centimeters, it's easier and more accurate if you do that with a centimeter ruler. So yeah, I'm going to get one too, Leslie. That's a good idea. I had forgotten about that until I saw that video the other night, and I thought about it. I said, "Oh yeah, I got to go get me a ruler because that's a specific thing the guy was talking about, having a ruler that has centimeters on it." So yeah, that's a good idea. So what else? What else about in the hoop projects? Everybody is. Let me see. Leslie, you said that gets tiring. It's quicker with the centimeter. Yeah, it is. When you're trying to convert, it does get tiring because every what I did, I listened to the video And every time he gave out a measurement, I wrote them down. And after I had looked at every one of the measurements that I needed, and then I converted them all to inches on my instruction sheet. So when I got ready to do my cutting and putting things together, I had already converted everything over into inches. So I knew I needed to cut out this, 12 inches, 10 inches, whatever, and went from there. But it does help if you just have a centimeter ruler. And Carol, you say you have a ruler that has both and you love it. That's what I want. I want the ruler that has both inches and centimeters on it, because that will make it so much quicker and easier for you to maneuver around in your sewing room if you have a ruler that does have both of them on there. And they're out there and available. So, oh yeah, let me tell you guys. Now that I'm here in Kansas City, the area in which I live in um, does not have, at least I have not located as of yet, a shop or any place to buy fabric in my location. Now, if I go out to some of the other outlying suburban areas, I have found Michael's and Hobby Lobby, and that doesn't make me happy. I'll be honest about it. I haven't been to the Michaels yet. But I did go out to the Hobby Lobby this weekend. That wasn't that far from me. And I was able to find some things that I wanted or could use, I'll put it that way. But I was highly disappointed, mainly because they had practically the exact same materials that I saw at the Hobby Lobby in Maryland. I'm like, come on now. I wasn't that impressed in Maryland. Here I am in Missouri, and I'm still not impressed. I need to find me a quilt shop or something, and I know the fabric's going to be a lot higher, but that's okay. If I get what I want and the quality and all of that kind of stuff. But I got to find me a quilt shop because I'm not going to make it with this Hobby Lobby fabric. I'm not going to make it with this Hobby Lobby fabric. Do you hear me? That's not going to work for me going forward because, like I said, it's the exact same stuff that I was looking at in Maryland, just like with Joanne. When I was in Maryland with Joanne before they closed, when they were still active and everything, their fabric, in my opinion, was very limited. It was the same. When I went down to Florida last year and I went to Joanne, they had beautiful fabric and totally different fabric. And I was so tickled pink and happy to see that because my Joanne was boring, didn't have anything. So now I'm here in Missouri and I go to a Hobby Lobby, and if I didn't look up and down those rows and I saw the exact same fabric, I wanted to cry. I'm like, why? Why? Hi, Joyce. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Oh my goodness. And let's say within the hoop project, you can change the fabric for any holiday occasion, favorite color, hobby, etc., to make the project unique. You are correct. That is absolutely true. It's say for instance, you're making the little zipper pouches. They can be festive for the holiday. They can be for a wedding, bridal gift, or bridesmaid's gift. So they can be, special for that. You can use it for the upcoming um, holidays are coming, Memorial Weekend, Labor Day, Veterans Day, all of those different things and all of the different unique fabrics that you can find, hopefully, and just use that or designs. You can get a solid fabric and just zhuzh it up with beautiful designs or quilting or threads. You can use metallic thread, iridescent thread, glow in the dark threads, all of those different things just to highlight it and make it your own, as Leslie said, and make it look different and special. And I think I love using metallic threads. I don't think I've used any iridescent thread, so I need to look and see where I can find that. I got lots of metallic thread. but using, I have iridescent mylar, which you can use a mylar design and put it on the fabric and then take the fabric and make a purse or something out of it or a tote or something like that for the applique. Um, Sean, all things Sean, I think is her channel. She did a project that I saw the other day, which I saw her do this before, and it prompted me to buy some sequins. But she did some sequins applique, and I can't remember. I think she did the word nope, NOPE on the shirt, but she used sequence applique, and that was really cool. Now I bought some applique, not applique. I bought some sequence material before I left Maryland with the sole purpose of doing the exact same thing because I saw her do that before, and it prompted me into wanting to try it. Another thing that she did, which I had to look at it again, she said something about maker's fabric, and I got to kind of reach out to her because I'm wondering, did she make her? I think she made her own fabric. I think it was a picture of her family or somebody's family on this fabric, and she used the fabric and created an applique with the fabric. And I forgot I think it was mama or something that the wording was, but it was so cute because she used the fabric that had pictures of these kids and stuff, so when you do the applique and stuff, you can see parts of the picture that was the material. I thought that was really cool. You know, she does really cool things, and congratulations to her. All things Sean. She just celebrated her 25,000 subscribers. So she has shot up because I think maybe a year ago she was just at 10,000. So she's already picked up an extra 15,000 subscribers within that time frame. So kudos to her. She's really doing well and wonderful. And congratulations to her. I did see her with that announcement. She did a live. I didn't watch the live, but I did see the announcement where she was celebrating having 25,000 subscribers. So I just want to say hats off to her. If you guys have not watched her or subscribe to her, please do, because she does some really unique things, and I just love watching her as well. And so I'm out there to support anybody, just like Sean So Savvy Design, which is on here tonight. We support her as well. Watch her shows, and I know there's room for everybody. We all watch Jeanette, and I saw where the Crafty Puerto Rican has moved and has a new studio, and she was doing a tour on her studio. So I try to follow people, and I hope people are following me and support people, because that's how we learn. When we see somebody else do something, and I just want to point out, because I know Sean said something about this a while back about people doing some of the same things. I see it as a compliment when when you do something and somebody likes it well enough to want to try that themselves. As long as they give credit to the person that they saw do it first, I think that's an okay thing, because that's how you learn. When I see somebody do something on YouTube and I like it and I want to learn it, I'm going to try it. That's why they put it out there, for me to learn how to do it. And then if I try it and I think I did a good job with it, then I'm going to put it on my channel and show you guys how I did it. So I'm not trying to steal anything from anybody. I will definitely share what I've learned and from whom I've learned it. But we all have different audience. Everybody that watches me doesn't watch all these other people, and vice versa. So it's not like you're stealing anything from anybody. You're just expanding the knowledge and the information. And to me, that's the whole reason of having a YouTube channel, where you're putting stuff out there so you can reach the masses and everybody can learn and be creative. That's how I see it. So hopefully that's what everybody else sees. And like I said, I'm going to give kudos to everybody because I watch a lot of different people. If I see something I like, I'm going to watch it, but I will mention it to other people about what I see and who I see do it. Um, and Robin, you said, are you near Liberty, Missouri? There's a quilt shop there called Quilting is My Therapy, owned by Angela Walters. I'm not close to Liberty. I know where Liberty, Missouri is, but I would say that's a good 50, 60 miles away, if not more. Back in my other life, when I used to live here and I was a pharmaceutical rep, because I was a pharmaceutical rep when I lived in Kansas City 30 years ago, and I had half of the state of Missouri as my territory. So naturally, I was here, there, and everywhere. And Liberty, Missouri was one of my spots that I went to. But it's a decent drive. It's not like I'm going to be going around the corner. But thanks for the information because I might have to make a drive. I'm going to keep looking to see if there's anything that's closer that I can, someplace that I can frequent. And Leslie, you said just venture out to the quilt store. The Jean Pocket Purse brought them to put gift cards in, and one she said was for a guy. Okay, the ones that they bought. Yeah, I know that's what I'm going to do. I just haven't really had the time to venture out. I've been Googling, trying to figure out what is available that's relatively close. And over on the Kansas side, in a little area called Overland Park. In that area, there I think are a couple of quilt shops over there that I want to venture out to, and that's not that far away. That may be a good 10 miles or so away, so that's not that bad. Um, I can hop over there without any big deal. So I'm thinking I will venture out that way. Uh, Val, you said this is your Joanne's last week. Yeah, I think that's all Joanne's. I think this is the last week for Joanne. They're just going to be completely gone. And Sean, you say they are right. They are right, depending on where you are in Missouri. There are a lot of great quilt stores. I know Power Tools with Thread Lady is going to the one in Liberty this summer. Yeah. Okay. Uh, this is the last week for your Joanne as well. You were there deciding on getting one of the pattern cabinets. You need to disassemble them yourself and haul it out the store. Rethink, girl, you do you. I don't know. And Leslie said the employees are not even allowed to help. Ooh, that ain't cool. Um, they provide nothing to help you get it out of the store. So sad to see the store closed. That's too bad. That really is too bad. And Robin, you grew up with Joanne's. Yeah, I remember Joanne. And what is the other one that we used to talk of? Hancock. Joanne and Hancock's were the fabric stores that we all kind of grew up going to back in the day. And now we lost the Hancock fabric. Now we've lost the Joanne fabric. What's really going on? Are we not supporting our crafting stores well enough to keep these stores in business? Is that what's going on? It's a lot of crafters. It's a lot of quilters. It's a lot of sewists. It's a lot of embroiderer people out here. You would think it's enough of us in this nation to keep at least one good major crafting store open. And when I say crafting, I'm not talking about a Hobby Lobby or a Michaels because they're not dedicated to fabric. They have fabric, true enough, but they're not dedicated to fabric because you would think now that Joanne has gone out of business, because this is basically the last week for all of them, that they would be trying to expand their fabric department and get in some more stuff. But I guess they say they don't have to because they don't have to compete anymore. So if you want something, you got to either get it, take it, or leave it, as they say. I guess I don't know what the deal is, but I was hoping to see more fabric. Now I know I heard that Michaels is putting more fabric in their stores, but I personally have not seen a Michael with fabric in it yet. So I don't know if all of them are planning on doing it. And matter of fact, the Walmart, the closest Walmart to me, I've only been to one so far since I've been here, and the closest one to me, they don't even have a fabric department. They have a little corner with some fat quarters, and they don't have a cutting table. Put it that way. They have a few little, all of the pre-cut fabrics. That's what they have. They have pre-cut fabrics in there, but they don't have the fabric bolts and a cutting table, which is disappointing because even Walmart would have some fabrics that you could buy, that wasn't so bad. But my Walmart doesn't even have anything other than pre-cut fabric, and I don't want what they have. I don't want what they have. And Leslie, you said the thing about Hobby Lobby is that it's a Christian store and you won't find other cultural things inside the store. And so no non-Christian, yeah, Christian items. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like Hobby Lobby's products. I think they have cute things that you can put in your home. And they have decent fabric. It's just the same stuff. They don't venture out. It's not, if you go into Hobby Lobby once a week, once a month, you don't see the same stuff. You don't see anything different. That's the thing that gets me down. I want some new stuff. You gonna ever get any new stuff? And you're right, they're limited as to what they get because of their culture. So you're not gonna see a huge variety of things. And even in their craft stuff, which I get it, I understand, and it is what it is. Accept it or don't accept it. I could care less what their ideology is. I'm a Christian too. I don't think I'm as stuffy as they are. Anyway, so that part doesn't bother me. I know they don't have, they don't celebrate Halloween and certain things that you're not going to find in their stores. That's okay, and they're not open on Sundays. That's okay too. But I just want you to have a bigger variety of flavor. That's all. I just wish you would change up a little bit. Just change up a little bit. Put some different stuff in your store. Come on now. The same thing you got in Maryland is in Missouri. If I go out west, would it still be the same thing? No, no, nothing different. Come on. Michael's Texas has fabric, but it's cheap looking. Yeah, I can believe that because they're not investing in fabric. It's similar to what you're going to see in Walmart and or what you see in Hobby Lobby because they're not investing in fabric. And because I've done a little quilting, little bitty quilting, I can appreciate better fabric. And I know there are plenty of online stores out here. I mean, tons of online stores out here where you can actually get fabric. I just don't want to have to depend upon ordering fabric every time I want fabric because I can't see it, touch it, feel it, make sure it's the correct color. You got to wait on it. You got to pay to ship it. All of that. I don't want to have to do that every time I want to do a project or something. That's where I'm coming from. I would really hope that, and I know I have to because I got to find somebody that's going to work on my machines and stuff. But I hope that I'm going to find something within a reasonable distance where I can just go and cruise through them and pick up fabric and threads and notions and sewing stuff when I need it and want it, and not have to constantly depend upon online all the time. That would not make me happy. But it is what it is. If that happens to turn out to be the case, it is what it is. But I don't think it is. I think I'm going to find something. I really do. So Jenny, you said you heard that their fabric is from Hancock Fabric. Michael bought that from them. Oh, okay. And Leslie, you think the quilt store should get a slight bump in customer with the, yeah, I do too. I really do think that the quilt shops will get a bump because people are going to buy fabric. It's enough of us out here that have to have fabric for what we choose to do that we are going to go ahead and spend the money. Because I know for me, um, if push shoves me where I have to order fabric all the time, then that's what I'll have to make up my mind to do, and just try to do it in a timely manner where I can always have it. And I have a supply of fabric where I don't have to go out and buy a fabric today or tomorrow because I don't have anything at all. But I know if I want to do a special project and I need a special color or something along that line, I don't want to have to wait a whole week or two to get fabric in, and then when I get it, it's not quite what I want, or it's not exactly the right color or shade that I was hoping it was, especially if you're trying to match something up. That would be a little difficult to do, and that's where my concern lies, with not being able to put your hand on it. And Leslie, you were saying Hobby Lobby and Chick-fil-A are owned by, I didn't know that. I didn't know they were owned by the same company. I knew both of them were uh, a Christian affiliates, and they didn't have Sunday shopping and stuff. But I didn't know that they were owned by the same people. Okay, makes sense. It makes sense. Um, Leslie, you said we will see when Christmas and the other holiday comes, maybe we will see pre-packed fabrics for projects. I'm pretty sure we will see more of the quilt shops offering lots of pre-packed packages and projects and stuff like that. They do now. They have the kits. Um, in my opinion, they tend to be pricey, but you pay for what you get, I guess. And Jenny, you said there's a quilt shop here in San Antonio, Texas that you want to go to. The only day you can go is on Saturdays due to work, and they close at 4 Monday through Saturday, and you get off at 4:30 Monday. Yeah, I get you. I understand how that is, because that's one of the reasons why I have not really been able to get out here and explore to see what's out here and where it is, because I've been working. I've been working. I don't night drive. So if I want to get out and explore and see what's out here and what's available and stuff, I need to do it during the daytime, during the week. And here lately, I've been working during the daytime, during the week. So I haven't had time to do that. And that's it. But I will be able to start doing that soon, hopefully. And hopefully, I will be able to come back to you guys and report that I have found a wonderful quilt shop or fabric shop that is going to be able to supply me with all of the stuff that I need. But the one thing that I know about quilt shops, if they're like the ones I've been to, their purpose is for quilting. So they don't have everything that you may need if you're not wanting to buy fabric for quilting, or notions and what have you for quilting, because sometimes you just want to sew and make something and you need a particular product, and the quilting shop doesn't sell it. Like one day I was in a quilt shop with my girlfriend, and she wanted this cuff material, whatever this is, the cuff stuff. And we were in a quilt shop, and they don't sell that kind of stuff. So you find out that the quilt shop is not a fabric store. It's a quilt shop. You can get all the beautiful 100% cotton quilting fabrics and all kinds of wonderful floral, beautiful colored patterns. It's hard to find plain fabric, like a plain solid, because everything is so beautiful and colorful, at least the ones I've been to. Everything is colorful and beautiful. I've even gone into some and they didn't have, which surprised me, they didn't have any jelly rolls. They had no charm pack. They had no layer cakes. They didn't have that stuff. They had boats. They had boats. I was looking for some charm packs. I was looking for some jelly rolls. And all they had available were boats, because I figured they said if you quilt, then you cut all your stuff. You don't buy the pre-cut stuff. But I don't want to buy boats. I want pre-cut stuff because I don't like cutting. Cutting is not my friend. So that's what I was looking for. Mm-hmm. You say you've been watching Gloria Horn show, and they sell fabric packs for their products. Yeah, yeah. And SK Quilt Shop fabrics about $15 a yard, and I just can't do it yet. You're right. I agree with that 100%. The ones that I've gone into that did have charm packs and not even necessarily charm packs, but the fat quarters, the fat quarter bundles. Girl, I almost fell out when I saw a bundle of fat quarters for 80 some odd dollars. I was in shock. I was literally in shock. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. A layer cake bundle for 50 some odd dollars, and you know, you got your jelly rolls and they're $40 and $50. And that's the price of good fabric, I know. And that's what these quilt shops are selling their fabrics for. And if you shop online with any of these quilt shops, Shabby Fabrics and the Fat Quarter shops, those are two that I know that I've looked at. Those pre-cut things that they have are expensive. They are expensive. What is the African Soul Creation? I bought fabric from them, and I spent a good penny. I bought some when I went to the expo from them, and I bought some jelly rolls and some fat quarters from them online. And I spent a pretty penny. They're not cheap. And for someone like me that is just now learning how to cut some fabric out and piece it together and make some type of quilt, I don't want to invest in that kind of money into fabric and I mess it up, which could very well happen because I'm still learning. And we all remember how it is when you're learning. You don't know how to do something yet. When we were embroidering for the first time, I messed up so much stuff. T-shirts, towels. I messed up a lot of stuff until I learned how to do it better. And I can see that I've messed up fabric trying to make a quilt. I didn't cut it out right. So yeah, I can just, I don't have that kind of money to waste on really nice fabric like that. I want decent fabric. I just don't want it to be too expensive, but I don't want the fabric that is so thin that you can literally see through it. And that's the kind of fabric that Hobby Lobby sells, Joanne sells, and I'm pretty sure Michael sells, Walmart sells. You know, those are the kinds of fabrics that they sell. They're pretty fabric, some of it, but the quality is certainly different than what you get from a quilt shop. Um, Carol, you say you use a lot of fleece to make coffee cozies for your son's coffee shop. Don't know where I'm going to find such a selection, good price on fleece now. Yeah, yeah. And Jenny, what Jenny say? We need to start going to Goodwill and thrift shops to buy fabric. Yeah, yeah, that might be a thought. I don't know. I haven't been in a a Goodwill now, maybe a thrift shop because I know they collect. I haven't been anywhere and saw any fabric that I would buy because I don't want something that the pattern is so antiquated that that's not my taste. That would be my biggest drawback with buying fabric out of there. But if you get lucky and get a good haul, but usually when I go to, maybe that's why I don't have a huge stash of fabric. When I go to a fabric shop or a fabric store, I'm looking for something for a specific project usually. So I usually have in mind what I'm looking for versus just going just to see what they have, and if I see something I like, I get it. I haven't moved in that direction yet. Um, Not totally. Now I know I bought up a lot of fleece years ago when I first started embroidering, and but most of it's for children because that's where a lot of fleece is. So I have a lot of fleece and flannel fabric, which made me think about the rag quilt. The reason why I want to do a rag quilt, but I still was stingy with it. I wasn't buying over like a yard of this and a yard of this and a yard of this and a yard of this. Usually I didn't buy multiple yardage, like 2 and 3 yards at a time. I don't think I have any. I'm getting better now. I'm getting a lot better now. But initially I didn't get any. I got a bunch of fair quarters or I got a yard of fabric or something. Because I never knew what I was going to do with it. And I didn't think that I was going to be making a garment of any kind. So I didn't think I needed a lot. And you said before you decide to give any of your old clothes a Goodwill, look to see if you can use it. That's a good idea. That is a good idea if you have. Um, yeah, I'm not that up repurposing and upcycling. As I mentioned earlier, is a trend where people are doing, and it's really a good idea, and it makes sense. I'm just not good at it because I'm not that creative where I can look at something and say, "Oh, I can take this dress and make a beautiful quilt out of it or a beautiful blanket." It never dawns on me. It never dawns on me that I can take something that I'm no longer using in that purpose and take it and repurpose it and make something else out of it. I know people that do that very well, but I am not one of those people. It just I just don't think that way. I should. I really should. Maybe I can try to force myself to learn how to do that because that definitely is the trend of what people are doing. They're upcycling, repurposing, all of that, and it makes sense. And when I see the end result, they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful and very cost effective. So it's something that we really should be doing. But if I haven't done it as a project, it probably won't get done. And Robin said you can use old sheets for the backing on quilts. And yes, now I've heard of that where people are using sheets for backing, and that makes a lot of sense. I've heard pros and cons about it. I've not made that move myself, but it makes plenty of sense because you do need a lot of fabric for your backing on your quilt, and that will save you a lot of money, especially if you have old sheets that are in good enough shape. Mm. And SK said Jess at Oklahoma Root uses sheets as quilt backing. I don't know who those people are, but I have heard of the sheets being used as backing. And Jenny, you said you have plenty of those. I don't. I don't. I don't buy a whole multitude of anything. I used to buy a whole multitude of clothing uh, because I felt like I needed it for my job. But I don't even do that anymore. I buy pretty much what I'm going enough for what I need, and that's pretty much it. So, but I do have a few now that I think about it, I do have a few twin size sheets because I don't have a twin bed anymore. And I do have some twin size sheets that would make good backing. So that and they're relatively new sheets. They're in very good condition. So that is an excellent idea. Excellent, because I have them. I haven't gotten rid of them or anything like that. So that's a very good idea. Hmm. Got me thinking on that one, y'all. Got me thinking on that one. Might have to end up doing that. Um, for all of you that are on here that is part of the Zoom, I will be on tomorrow night. So don't forget, spread the word. We are working on our project, on our kitchen ensemble project. So we will be on tomorrow night. Um, see the progress if there's any. See the progress, and we will continue. Remember, we're supposed to be finishing up mid-June. So don't forget that. So you guys know who I'm talking about. Again, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Um, what else? Just wanted to remind everybody, give me a thumbs up. That's very important. As you know, do not forget to give me a thumbs up. If you have not joined or subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I'm growing, not as quickly as I want to, but that's okay. I am growing, and I am the next giveaway will be when I get to the 2,500 subscriber. I have 2,160 now, so I'm moving in that direction. So it may not be long. Just get out and put the word out, and I will be hitting that 2,500 subscribers pretty soon, and we'll have another giveaway. My goal, and I don't know if it's achievable, but it's still my goal. My goal is to get 5,000, but by the end of the year. So I need the push from everybody. I'm halfway there, just about halfway there. But that is my goal, to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, because for some reason, I feel like if I break that number, I will be able to move on up and do like all things Sean. Like I said, last year I think she was celebrating 10,000, or maybe it was latter part of 23 or somewhere early 24. Now she has 25,000. So it is possible to do. It is possible. Let me see. Have a great night, everyone. I've been rearranging my sewing room good. And Jenny said, could you email me the link for the Zoom, please? Okay. And Jenny, send her your email. I have Jenny's email, Robin, so I'll send it to her. And I will do that. Just that. I'll send it to you as soon as I sign off. I will look it up and send you the link. We do meet every Wednesday, and it is 7 o'clock Eastern time. So wherever time zone you're in, just figure that out. Right now, I'm in Central Time, so that means it's 6 o'clock for me, but it's 7 o'clock for everybody on the East Coast, because that's where I was, and that's why I said Eastern Time, because I don't want to confuse anybody and change the time and they think, oh, it's 7 o'clock or it's 6 o'clock or whatever situation. Just keep in mind, I do standard Eastern Time like I did when I first came on, so everybody will know remember what time we're on. So 7 o'clock Eastern Time for Zoom, 8 o'clock Eastern Time for the Tuesday night wind down Tuesday. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and shut down. Talk to everybody. Do appreciate it. Thumbs up. If you come up with any ideas for a topic or anything like that, shoot that information to me. I would appreciate it because it's always helpful to be able to present the things that you know. And hi, Arlene Baker. I'm getting ready to sign off. So you got here just at the very end. You're going to have to watch the replay. I am so sorry, but thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate that. And do look at the replay. Um, but I am going to go ahead and sign off for tonight. And I will talk to you guys later. Jenny, you said thank you so much. Miss Shirley, glad to have you back. Have a great rest of your week. And good night, everybody. Talk to you later. You guys take care. Be safe. Bye-bye.